not having company to me is sort of empty nothing days. So I would like anything where there's kind of older, but as I get older, that kind of worries me more, being by myself, you know, and not having as much contact.
I do understand what you're saying, because it's the days you can probably manage quite well by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's the evenings,
Yeah.
it's the night times when you want to tell somebody what you've been doing.
Yeah.
I think it is to do with knowing yourself, really, isn't it? I've lived on my own for, I don't know, can't remember now, a long time, more than a decade. So I lived on my own for a long time. But before I lived on my own, when I was with my partner, who I say had strokes and was very ill, and you know, there were all sorts of complications, which lead to a completely different kind of life. Because of that actually made me think very clearly about what would then happen. Before I retired, I had already planned on things that I would do, so I actually did some planning, some thinking about it. And I don't actually worry about the evenings at all. I'm very happy in the evenings to do, I do lots of things, I'm involved in all sorts of things. But you know, if I'm in the evening on my own, that's fine.
Do you think it's a misconcept? Because I used to think, you know, when my mum was alive and she was just on her own, and I used to think, oh God, you know, from me leaving the day before to visit her until I went to visit Nestle, you know, she hadn't spoken to people, and I always assumed, oh God, that's so bad, she needs to have conversations, but you're quite happy with that. I'm assuming that's...
But that's not the way it is. I mean, the difference is that because of what happened to me with before, that made me think about it a lot.
I think that's quite interesting, you know, that just because of working around the Elders Council, you know, there are some people who just say things to you like, I don't know how I ever worked, because I'm so busy. You know, I'm so busy, I haven't got time to do. And you get other people who haven't, you know, who've got very little. And some of that might be because people are finding it harder to get out and about. But actually, the people who have got out and about when they're a bit younger they might not do as much, but they will still, you know, just observing people, there are still things that they will do, and the people they've done them with will make the effort to make sure they're included. One of the cards here is actually, how will I cope with transitions like bereavement? And certainly I can think of people saying, well, after my mum died, you know, my dad hasn't really left the house. And it's not because that person isn't able to, it's because in a way they've lost the skills to do it, you know, they've stopped. And then it becomes much, much more difficult. It's almost like it's a skill you can lose really, really quickly if you don't keep it going.
A friend of mine, her husband died last year, and they'd always, one of the things is, I think, to do with doing everything together, everything. And I was talking to her, she said, one of the things that I've decided to do is that I'm not going to say no to any invitation at all. One of the things that she has done, as well as accepting invitations, is to give invitations. So it's making decisions, isn't it? My decision was, I can't live like this in retirement. I've got to start thinking about it now. Hers was, I'm on my own now, I've got to do something, otherwise I'm going to remain absolutely alone.